everybody, and thank you for being here. You got a good turnout today.
It was. I wasn't expecting this. I was thinking 3 or 4 people. Whatever. In and out.
You're well liked. You're well liked, Donnie. So first, I'd like to welcome Donnie's family. So Anise, so nice to finally meet you, and his daughter Eudacia. There we go. His son Josiah, right? Yeah. And Develle, which I met you earlier. Awesome. All right. Well, Donnie hasn't been with us long. A little earlier this year. So a few minutes. What's it been like 5 months?
5 months.
5 months. And man, it has been a crazy 5 months. And it's going to be a crazy, another 6 months as we get ready to go on our main deployment and do a lot of great things. But
Inspections.
SMI
Yes,
again. But Donnie, you put us in a great position, I think, to really take our food service operation and the team to the next level. And you just bring a lot of fun and heart to not only our supply wardroom, but to the wardroom at large. Your presence on the deck plates is definitely noticed, and your big personality is just awesome. And I'm very thankful to have you on board. So, yes. So Donnie and President Gerald R. Ford have some things in common. So Gerald R. Ford was born in Nebraska, but was really spent most of his time and went to college in Michigan, right? Donnie's a native of Detroit, Michigan. I also for a couple of years. Great city, the Motor City, right?
Motown.
Yep, Motown, a deep history, and so you have that connection, I think, with the Gerald R. Ford. So, without further ado, because I don't know, do you have another 35 speech?
No, not 35. Not 35. Just some thank yous. Just wanted to say thank you first to the khakis on board. You as well, ma'am. But the Chiefs has been a good relationship because right off top, they kind of jumped on board with us, getting engaged to these inspections, getting engaged on the sailors, and just we kind of locked in, Kind of started off as a quick turnover between me and Jason. We were actually coming out of the yards, inspections was going on, in-serve, a lot of movement, but they welcomed me in, pulled me into the team, and we've been executing. So it's been a really good team to work with. Even on board the command as a whole, I remember firsthand the 1MC, the Ric Flair and the handcuff. And I was thinking like, man, what's going on in here? Like, people playing on the 1MC, people was not uptight, but work was still getting done. People were still executing across the board, and people had this good camaraderie around. That meant a lot, And I'm like, man, this place is totally different. I almost felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Like, let me keep a good eye on this. And Matthew coming up there and he's spitting out, this is going on with the sailors, and I'm looking like, I'm used to having to, dig for information and seeing in the galley, and I'm looking around at Chief, and I look at cargo, and I'm like, the boxes look good, and it was kind of like, this is kind of shocking. Because I'm going to tell you, this is ship number 6, and usually you go places, people are down, they're perpetuating this toxic environment. We've controlled that narrative there, right? We've amplified food service across the board. I think just the grab and go, just the options for the sailors, and just amplifying that program to everybody that it's not bad like people are trying to promote across the fleet. I think food service gets a bad reputation, but we've reversed that reputation. I look at the meal evals, I look at the stuff in the comment card box, I showed Singer, and she was like, these are positive. I said, yeah, I know. Be looking for the one who wanna, trying to say we ain't putting out good hot child. So I'm real thankful for the people there. And every day I'm talking to you, and that's because, again, I love what I do, and I love the people I do it with. And I want us as a group to be successful, not as individuals, but as a group to be successful. We can all watch each other grow and flourish, not just any individual doing well, but Suppo getting promoted to captain, me going up to W4, A Suppo making commander. We just want to see everybody flourish. And then nobody can say something's toxic when things are growing up out of it. It's impossible to have that as a narrative when things are growing where people saying it's toxic. No, now you have to identify yourself that maybe it's you that's toxic because people are growing in this environment. And we want to keep that environment healthy for everybody so we can all grow and make rain. Everybody with me? Solid as a rock. Appreciate that.
Everyone, 2 claps and a Ric Flair on 3. 1, 2, 3. Channeling my inner
That's it. The tree don't go pop up.
I know, right? Hey. I actually told him, like, you need to come. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and promote Donnie, and his lovely wife is going to go ahead and put his rank tab on. So are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Take the oath? All right. Okay.
Attention to oath.
I state your name.
I, Donnie Thompson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the Constitution
and allegiance to the Constitution
and the country whose course it directs.
and country and courts it directs.
That I take this obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation.
without any mental reservations.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You gotta be nice not to go.
Got money, money, got money, money.
Time to upgrade that Armada.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, take a photo.
Oh, I'm feeling money in my pocket. No,
All right, then one it's just the two in the family. Come on up.
Just a photo.
And real quick, before I bypass this, my wife Penny me is real significant. What a lot of people don't know, we met probably 9 years ago, 10. We set up in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was in this property that had rats and stuff in it. And give y'all some history. Went through a really bad divorce and kept that, in silence, And me and my wife actually met. I was in this house that I was flipping, and the house had rats and everything in it. And you kind of found a good mate when, most females that come visit me, they look around that house and be like, there's 2 ways people walk in the house. One, they looking down, and one, if you got a real nice house, they be looking up like this. But everybody walked in my house was looking down. And she walked in, and instead of being a critic of my home, she bought mouse traps. She started painting in there. She started adding value. So when I was telling myself, I don't want to be in another relationship, she came in and just made herself who I needed her to be. So it wasn't no way of getting her out of my life from that point. So I kind of had to offshed, all the little other stuff I was doing. And I said, hey, this is the person I know I want to be with. So it wasn't even difficult for me to go to the ring shop, drop the money on the ring, and get married. And why am I saying that here? Because having that partnership at home is more significant than people realize. If you don't got a good partner, right, who's cheering you on, who's lying to you? When you ugly, they telling you you're beautiful. When your hair's falling out, they saying a bald head look good on you. If that person is not in your corner like that, get them out of there. So the right person, there's space for the right person to get in that passenger seat or the driver's seat with you. But if you got that spot occupied, the right person who's going to support you and help you grow, right? Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't know about investors, but investors will pump you up to go back into the world and put up a fight. My wife does that for me, right? If I'm feeling like I'm getting beat in a fight, she going to cheer me on from the sideline. You can fight harder than that. And I wake up and I go fight harder. So it's good to have her in my corner, and this has been my life partner, and I'm successful because of her.
Yes. No, get him here. Okay, gotta get
Oh.
the family photo.
Yeah, yeah, come
There
on
you
in.
go. All right. Look at one of the 20 cameras
Lord.
that are pointing your way. All right. Congratulations, Donnie. Come on and take that picture.
Everybody.